The question asked by Anuj is, what is understanding? What is understanding? Anuj, what is right there with us, completely available, is difficult to be described in positive terms. Is difficult to be described in positive terms. Right? We will begin with what understanding is not. We will begin with what understanding is not. Right now, as I look at you, you're sitting still, absolutely still. There is a peace on your face and you are looking attentively. Are you parallelly thinking something? At this moment, are you parallelly thinking something? Difficult, right? Could you really be listening to me? Had you been thinking as well, thinking about something else? Would it have been possible for you to listen to me? Would that have been possible? No. Now, understanding is available. What is understanding? This is understanding. What's going on right now, this is understanding. What understanding is not? You ask me a question, sir, what is understanding? If you are already carrying a notion of what this word understanding is all about, then will you be able to really listen to my answer when I speak? You ask me, what is A? What is A? But deep within, you are already carrying a belief that A is this. That A is this. Now, if you are already holding on to that belief, will you be able to really understand what I say? My words will fall upon your ears, but they will not mean anything. Because your mind is already holding on to an idea, a belief. Are you getting me? So, first thing, belief is not understanding. We said we'll begin with finding out what understanding is not. Understanding is not believing. If your mind is believing, it will be extremely difficult for it to understand. We may as well say that belief is the enemy of understanding. That belief is the enemy of understanding. Second thing, understanding is not a process of the mind. This would require some going into it. Understanding is not a process of the mind because the process of the mind is thought. All that the mind can do is think. Mind lives in thoughts. If you are not thinking, there actually is no mind. If you are not thinking, where is the mind? Understanding is not a thought. Understanding is not a thought. Understanding, hence, is not a result of analysis. Please, see, in your scientific processes, how do you say that you understand? You use the term understand there also. How do you say you understand? You take a problem in mathematics and then you start solving it. and ultimately you come to what you call as the solution of the answer, correct? So there is the situation, what you call as the problem, there is the situation, what you call as the problem, and then there is the analysis, and then there is the solution. Understanding is not this. Understanding is not a product of analysis. Understanding is merely being present. You don't have to analyze. In fact, you don't have to do anything because all doing is contained in the mind. Let me just ask you a small demonstration here and now. Can anybody over here claim that he is really listening? Even for 15-20 minutes, somebody would like to say that yes, I have listened. Yes? Nobody is sure. Anuj, have you listened? At least for some time? Right. When you were listening, were you doing something? Were you really doing something when you were listening? What's your name? Richa. Were you doing something when you were listening?
I was just listening.
Just listening. Now, this just listening is not a process. It is not analysis. Listening implies the mind is not doing anything. Just listening. Mark her words. Just listening. And what does just listening mean? Not doing anything at all. Just sitting and being present. You do not require a process. You do not require mental activity. You are just there. What I call as being present. And understanding is happening. So first thing we said was understanding is not belief. Second, we said that understanding is not an activity of the mind. Kindly do not think that you understand by taking something and applying processes on it, mental processes. And what are these mental processes? Mind takes, divides, compares, analyzes. That's what the mind does. No, understanding does not come from that. Understanding is just that. Just listening. Just being present to life. And if you are there, completely there, you understand. To a mind that has been dealing with processes and processes, methods, formulae, all throughout the education system, this will appear a little difficult to take. That, sir, understanding does not involve any doing. I don't have to do anything to understand. No. In fact, you have to stop all your doing. You don't have to do anything to understand. You just have to be at peace, still. And those who are still right now are really understanding. And those who are doing something right now, they are not understanding. Understanding is not, first thing, you cannot understand if you think that you already know. So we said that understanding is not believing. In fact, we said that belief is the enemy of understanding. Because if you think that you already know, that's what belief is. I know. Then you cannot understand. That's the first thing. Second thing, it is not a mental application. Alright, then I will go there and watch it and compare it and break it and apply logic and argument to it. No, that will not lead to understanding. Are you getting it? Understanding is just being present to anything. You are looking at a tree, you want to understand the tree, you do not compare the tree with something else. Not to a rocket launcher, not to a building, not to an animal. You look at the tree, you want to understand the human being, you do not go to that human being and start analyzing him. You come in complete contact with him, a particular intimacy. You getting it? You understand intimacy? Coming in close contact with something. That is what is understanding. And that cannot happen if you are thinking and processing all the time. Then you bring in a word that is very, very close to understanding, attention. This intimacy, this being in complete contact without the mind being active. This is called attention. Attention is the environment in which understanding happens. Right? Alright.